Local Hall of Famer Billy Bellina, Breakfast at BB at 8:30.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Welcome to this week's edition of Tiger Talk, all things Westfield Tech Academy and more, much more today. Good morning. My name is Rob Alar. You are in the flow with Rob and Joe, but there is no Joe.
Where's Joe?
Where is Joe? Joe was tied up today. Mr. Pete, producer Pete, and I was tied up, so we barely made it on. One of those mornings.
I understand. My computer at 5:55 decided it didn't want to play audio. So we went on cold, and I had to reboot a couple of times, and it finally decided it wanted to work.
Yeah, wow.
And there we are.
What a night, huh? Did you guys hear that wind?
Oh, I did.
No.
Wow. You didn't hear it, Chris?
Oh, no. I live in the hill town here.
Yeah, you don't have no wind in the hill town?
No, we got a lot of wind.
Oh, you got a lot of wind. Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. Hey, there's Mr. Langoni. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So thanks for joining us, folks. Our first show back from the New Year's. In the flow, as Mr. Langoni
trying to find the flow this morning.
Flows right in.
Flotsam and jetsam, if you will.
Sure thing.
Good morning, everyone.
How we doing today?
Oh, it's...
Glad you're in uniform.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
Phone call, Mrs. Langoni, mortgage, moving money in the bank. Hoodwink, crazy.
Oh.
Lots of moving parts this morning.
Moving funds, I think.
Who forgot what this morning? That's the name of the game in the Langoni world.
One of those mornings, huh?
Terrible.
We were just talking about the wind, Joe. What a night. Kept me up all night.
Did I hear something about, on the way in this morning, I heard something about a major winter storm?
Not aware.
Coming from the middle part of the country?
Not
Or
too.
did I imagine?
I don't think it's gonna make it to us, and if it does, I think it's gonna be in the form of rain.
I'll
It's
take
gonna be
that.
warm this week.
I don't have to shovel rain.
Yeah. Well, we're at 3 snow days already, as you know.
That's true. We'll be triggering blizzard bags before we know it. But last year for that.
Not.
Yeah, last year for blizzard.
Last year for blizzard bags.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hope maybe one more snow day, and all right, maybe 1.5.
What's our last day of school? 23rd, I think, if we have all 5.
Still a long ways off.
Still a long. Well, downward slide this part of the year, as you know.
Well, that's what me and the boys were just talking about before we came on air. For our first show back for the new year. Exploratory for our freshmen are over. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
So game on, as you would say.
Game on. A nice little visitor yesterday from one of our new counselors. Talk about that a little bit. And I asked the guys if they want to talk about Tom Brady. They didn't have much information, so we're not going to talk about Tom Brady today because I would be the only one talking, and we don't want that. So, anyways, and I'm sure we got much more in the hopper.
Always, it never ends. Does
After
it?
a nice
Never
little
ends.
break from school.
Tangled web we weave here.
Yeah.
Chords.
So we got some sophomores today. And I love a show like this because they approached us to be on the show.
Hello.
Not even going to wave at me.
That's true. We were in the cafeteria, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? And it's always a nice thing when somebody comes up and says, "I'd like." People have. I think I've got to get this right. I believe Christian said something of the nature of, "People have told me that I have the voice for radio." we didn't disagree.
Yeah, we did that.
So
I've been told that a lot.
Yeah. Who by whom, may I ask?
Well, since I have an IEP. There was a different teacher for that today, or for the day I went.
Yeah.
And she said she used to do radio or whatever, and she said I should be on it.
I want him to cut my cross promos. That's it.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Oh my God, he's got an incredible voice.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal him for different things. What shop are you in?
Sunday.
What shop are you in?
I'm in manufacturing.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to borrow you a couple days.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yes,
that'd
I
be
need
great.
you to record some stuff.
Diversify your portfolio, Christian.
No, seriously, he's got good pipes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. See, we made a match made in heaven, just like that.
You may have a career as one of those
energy.
movie announcers.
Oh.
In a world.
Yeah.
In a world.
See, yes, exactly.
Wow. You could do the intro to the Grammys. Chris, you got the whole whole life ahead of you. Do you sing at all? I'm just curious.
No.
No.
I don't have the right voice for that.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Singing a bass line, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think. I think there's some unmined gold there, Mr.
I
Olari.
think so. I think
Yeah.
you got something kicking. So, anyways, you're in manufacturing, right?
Yes.
Kristen Lent, welcome to the show. Also, recent Renaissance Award winner.
What? Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about
Yeah,
that.
We haven't.
we haven't.
I completely forgot why I was going to be on there.
Yeah. You remember, though, why, right?
Yeah, I didn't think much of it, though.
Well,
I
you
don't
know
think it
what?
was worth that.
Just the fact that. So, anyways, folks, a Renaissance, if I may, Mr.
Please.
Langoni,
Please.
a Renaissance, I don't know, club. What would you?
I think it's more of a student recognition organization.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not actually, it's a good opportunity to mention it because I don't think we talk about it very
I don't
often.
think we did, and maybe we could get Steph Morris on, who's the
Not a bad
advisor.
idea.
But Renaissance is just kind of under that kind of PBIS umbrella, just recognizing,
Social-emotional school culture.
yeah, just recognizing our students for going above and beyond, because oftentimes we just get, the heavy weight is about things we're not doing right, and what can we do more and work and harder and stronger and faster, and you got to do this and you got to do this more, cramming everything. And Renaissance kind of takes just time to step back and recognize all the good that's going on here, not only for the students, but for staff as
Right.
well. So I know it's nice for admin when we go to this breakfast event, so peers can nominate other peers and students in the building for acts of kindness above and beyond. Maybe student that has come a long way in attendance or their grades or social emotional or whatever, and it's just an opportunity to sit back and kind of recognize the students. So
Right, and it gives us a chance to get sort of a window on specific students that we wouldn't otherwise have relative to who's spreading good throughout the school community.
exactly, yeah, because again we get so caught up in the other
We sure do.
minutia stuff. So
Sure do.
So Kristen was a recent recipient. He did a nice act of kindness out in a parking lot above and beyond, assisting one of our substitute teachers.
Yeah.
And she was so blown away by your act of kindness, she couldn't get to Mr. Daly's office soon enough to share what you did. And and like for you, it was something.
She was just struggling to get out of
Just struggling, and it
I
was-
gave her a hand and just went on with my day.
And that's it. But look at the impact you made on that person. That's
And that was the striking thing, Christian. For you, it was just the most normal thing to do. It wasn't. You weren't going out of your way. You were being you,
Yeah, just,
which is great.
I mean, there was another person in the car, but I don't want to make them walk all around. Mm-hmm. Just kind of help them. It's 5 seconds thing you can do.
Yeah. But those little acts of kindness, you never know the kind of impact you're going to make on someone's day. And you never know what
Little
somebody
things mean a lot.
but you never know what somebody else might be going through, or the struggles they have. Everyone's at a different place. So excellent. So good job on that. So you are in manufacturing, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. And you can share with the listeners what's going on in manufacturing as a 10th grader. Mm-hmm. All right. We also have Josh Bullock back with us.
Hi.
Good morning, Josh.
No stranger to the Rob and Joe show.
Thanks for agreeing to be on the show. And did you hear the win last night, Josh? Did it keep you up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, huh? Things flapping around. I looked out.
Can we get Josh a little closer to that microphone, though?
There you go. Josh, I looked out a couple times and tumbleweeds, if you will, going through the yard.
Arps blowing
Arps, my trash receptacles So I had to do a little recon this morning. And you're in culinary, right, Josh?
Yep.
Okay. And boy, we got a lot to talk about with culinary. You guys, the last 2 months prior to Christmas break,
Insanity
were
down
they
there.
cranking it.
Oh, my
Mr.
God.
Mangoni. So we're
Full-scale operation.
talk about all the great things you guys have been doing down there. And we also have Alex Shanowski on our show.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
First time on, huh?
Oh, yep. First time.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So glad you decided to join us, Alex. And you are in what shop?
I'm in aviation.
Aviation. So a lot going on in that scope as well. So I think we got a lot to cover today.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Producer Pete, what do you think? I'm looking at the clock. Maybe take a break and then we'll come
Yeah,
back
why
and
don't
we'll
we-
get into the thick of it with the boys here.
Take a break before we get in the meat and potatoes.
Sure. All right, so we're going to take a little break. We ask you to stay tuned and we'll be back.
And 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and oh shucks, I can't dance. Life was so peaceful at the laundry. Life was so calm and serene. Life was tray gay till that unlucky day I happened to read that magazine. Why did I read that advertisement where it says, since I rumba, Jim thinks I'm sublime? Why, oh, why did I ever try when I didn't have the talent, I didn't have the money, and teacher did not have the time? Boy! Arthur Murray taught me dancing in a hurry. I had a week to spare. He showed me the groundwork, the walking around work, and told me to take it from there. Arthur Murray then advised me not to worry. It would come out all right. To my way of thinking, my dance is stinking. I don't know my left from my right. The people around me can all sing a 1 and a 2 and a 3. But any resemblance to waltzing is just coincidental with me, 'cause Arthur Murray taught me dancing in a hurry. And so I take a chance. To me it resembles the 9-day trembles, but he guarantees it's a dance. Resembles a 2-step. My rumba makes people turn pale. My conga goes into a goose step till the FBI is dogging my trail, 'cause Arthur Murray taught me dancing in a hurry. Maybe the stars were wrong. If I ain't a menace to Ruth St. Denis, I'll do until one comes along. Turkey trot, orgavot, don't know which, don't know what, jitterbug, bunny hug, long as you cut a rug, walk the dog, do the clog, Lindy hop to you drop, ball the jack, back to back, cheek to your wheat. You've heard of Pavlova, well Jack, move over, make way for the queen of the day.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio. 89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tiger Talk Live, all things Westfield Technical Academy. Boys, so
we have to have you guys cut a cross promo. I have one for you guys, but did you hear Bob's?
Yeah, we before we broke for vacation, the laugh is fantastic.
That's JPEG Luca. I have one for you guys, but I think I put the wrong time, so I have to have you recut it.
We didn't make one, did we?
I did. I made.
Oh,
one
you made one.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Let me play yours. Hold on. Want to get in the flow with Rob and Joe? Join host Joe Langoni and Rob O'Laurie Thursdays at 7:45 a.m. on Westfield Technical Academy's Tiger Talk.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
It's not bad. I like it.
Very good. I got to redo the time though, because you started.
Oh, that's right.
I had you confused with the superintendent.
Yeah.
Yeah, can see how that might happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, how can we get Christian over here to replace the English fella? Can we? I think he's ran his course, community radio.
Community radio.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna. Do you ever stay after school?
I can stay after school whenever. I
Okay.
always
Yes.
have a ride.
Yes. We will arrange a recording session and have you re-record a whole bunch of stuff. Yes.
Yeah, that fella's got to go.
Hey, I like the British guy.
Brexit. It's time for Brexit.
Yeah, that's
I paid good money for that.
Yeah, I know you told the story how you got it. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have. I want him to record some stuff.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be
it'd
great.
A good addition for Channel 15.
So-
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to our CTE director, Mr. Peter DeLumis, who was kind enough to share his microbes with me. Typhoid DeLumis.
Patient zero.
Oh God, we were saying before the break, you coming down. I'm feeling it too. As the
It's
week
going around,
as
too.
the week
Big
is
time.
worn on. But Mr. DeLumis, he started the week that way, and it's just a foregone conclusion. We're going to fall like dominoes, Mr.
It's
O'Leary.
rhinovirus is what's going around right now because my girlfriend works at a assisted living
Oh yeah.
and they were in quarantine for better part of a week.
That's
Sure.
dangerous business in a facility like that.
Yes,
Sure
yes.
is.
Yep.
I checked on my mom yesterday. She's doing well. You know, she doesn't have a spleen, Joe. So she's very.
I remember.
She's got to be very careful.
I remember that spleen. We need Mrs. B here for that. Tell us what is the function of the spleen?
Spleen, right?
It's a blood filter, if you will.
Yeah. But she's at the Wellington in Springfield, so they seem to be pretty healthy over there. So that's good. What else I want to mention? Freshman Exploratory. I just really, really want to give a special thanks to the freshman shop instructors and also the freshmen for doing a great job with this year's Exploratory.
The feedback that I have gotten from all of our teachers on this year's freshman class has been outstanding. You know, with all due respect to last year's freshmen, we had good feedback there, but the feedback has been universally very, very positive and energetic.
It has. Just to kind of sum it up and put a bow on it, students from day one, being bright-eyed and pretty much scared out of their pants about what this whole adventure was.
You remember those days, right?
Oh, yeah.
They jumped in, they did their safety training, they did their 1-days. They learned about the importance of safety in the school, safety in the shop. They learned about college, career. They got introduced to the Naviance career software. They did basically a 4-month glorified, massive career field trip, if you will, seeing things, beyond their wildest imaginations and visited companies. And then we're able to self-select the shop that they want to hopefully pursue for the next 3.5 years, which is a daunting task to ask a 14 or 15-year-old.
Particularly one that's only had about 3 or 4 months to really
dive in,
wrap his or her head around it.
But about 96, 97% of the students were actually selected for their first choice, and then the rest for their second. So those are
we're vibing because I was just going to say, why don't we mention the amazing percentage this year? We
phenomenal numbers. Yeah,
in my 4 years, that's the closest we've gotten to 100%.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is, and
it's encouraging because it's nice to be able to go back to kids and say, you got what you wanted, right? We're able to honor people's desire. We're able to honor people's skill set. We're able to honor people's, vision for what their future looks like. That's it's positive. It's very empowering,
Sure,
and encouraging for everybody, for us as well as it is for them.
Mm-hmm. So just really proud of the hard work they put in, and the instructors, and now they're off and running. So great things will await them, and we expect greatness from them. And after some of our recent conversations about the state of the school and compiling our data, it's just it's amazing what our kids accomplish here. It truly is.
And we'll have an opportunity to talk about all of that stuff and so much more on Tuesday, January 21st, when we host our annual joint school committee general advisory committee meeting here at the academy at 6 o'clock. Not that, at least in my time here, it's drawn a lot of community attendance, but it is a school committee meeting. It is an open meeting. Members of the community are welcome to join us for that meeting. If you're interested in our accountability data, particular information about strategic initiatives that we're doing this year, please, we'd love to have you. I'm going to do a presentation at the beginning where I recap a lot of that stuff. Members of the administrative team are going to join me and put their 2 cents in, as are some of our counselors. And then after the business portion of the meeting, we have an opportunity to tour the shops with the school committee members and members of the city council, many of whom have been attending and many of whom I hope continue to attend. Our new mayor, Mayor Humison, will be here with us. That will be his first joint meeting, which he'll be chairing. So, again, it's an open meeting. This is your community resource. The Westfield Technical Academy is brought to Westfield by Westfield. So, great opportunity to come and see how your tax dollars are being spent. And I dare say we're doing an amazingly effective job spending your money wisely and turning out a really worthwhile product.
And maybe we'll get some of our new city councilors.
I'm very confident since I arrived and got into the habit of inviting them personally, by sending out invitations to them, letting them know that their presence was not only desired but eagerly anticipated. We've been getting a number of them each year, and I know people's schedules are difficult. There are committee meetings and board meetings and whatnot, but folks do a really great job of attending. And I would, in addition to the paper invitations I sent out, I would strongly encourage our new counselors to come have a look from the inside at what we do here. We had the opportunity to sit and have a meeting yesterday with Counselor, well, she's not Counselor-elect now, she is Counselor since she's taken her oath of office, Counselor Bridget Kane. We had a wonderful opportunity to sit and talk with her, and that was the conversation. She was curious and eager to learn about who we are and what we do. And I know that she was changed by the conversation in a positive way. I think she left here with a really strong understanding of what the mission of the academy is, and why it's so important that the arms of city government support us because of what we're able to do for the community.
Joe, and know the function that we do here. And, and Bridget came in with a few questions.
Right.
And
she had phenomenal questions, by the way.
Yeah.
Phenomenal questions.
And just be able to engage in that dialogue to maybe dispel some of the myths that might be out there, preconceived notions of what we do or what we can't do, and just to sit around the table and have some nice, rich dialogue for some clarification on some things, and
which we're open and available to do it at any time.
Yeah.
I mean, the two of us could arguably talk a dog off a meat wagon. We'll sit with anybody. So.
And it's a nice opportunity.
It was great, and it was a pleasure to put a name with a face, and then hopefully to have a foundation for partnership going forward throughout her administration as a city councilor. And we'd like to do this. We hope to have that opportunity with Mayor Humison, with the other new members of the council, school committee. It has the same complexion as it has, which is good. So we have solid relationship with our school committee, and believe me, it can't be overstated how grateful we are for their support of everything that we are and that we do on a daily basis.
So supportive. So yeah, and that was cool. And Bridget had a couple cool initiatives that I got excited about. With safety in the neighborhood. That it's a win-win for everybody.
Things that we've been talking about as a team for the 4 years that I've been here. And it would be nice to see some movement in a positive direction on those things. So
So all good stuff.
And you may have mentioned it before I got here. We were fortunate enough to be the host site for the municipal inaugurations this past Monday.
I did not mention it, but
and I got some great feedback from folks about, our auditorium is a beautiful setting for any kind of event, really. Acoustically, it's very good, but the beauty of the sort of the neoclassical architectural setting was great. There was a good crowd of people here. Many of our students were able to attend. Teachers approached us and said, "Can we go? Our kids may never have seen an absolutely public event. I think it's a great opportunity to learn something about civics." So it was a really wonderful event. It was great to have a chance to talk, albeit for a brief time, with our new mayor and to interact with some of the new members of city government. So I left feeling really encouraged for the future, for 2020 for sure.
And it's a great venue even to broadcast out of. We did the broadcasting just off stage there, and I just put in a purchase order to order a computer switch for up there. So not only can Mr. Kennedy use his computer up there,
it's got a big budget, really big budget.
It was only $150, and so that we can broadcast up there from at will. So we can plug in and just broadcast live out of there whenever we need to. And we don't have to go through a whole rigmarole to make it work.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And shout out to Pat Kennedy,
Pat,
the joint Westfield High, Westfield Technical Academy Band did a stellar job. Shout out to Corey Bruno and the Westfield High School Chorale. Beautiful job as always.
I just received a quote from the electrical shop to...
I thought I saw Mr. Martineau wandering by.
To improve the...
Usually he's looking for me.
Well, to improve the electrical. And I think I can justify that out of my budget. I've talked to the mayor. But
electrical upgrades.
For the auditorium, yes. Yep, so I think I can justify that out of my budget, and we'll get that done too.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Hey, man, I look at that as a secondary studio if we need to do something bigger than what we can do in here.
I was just going to say that, Pete, and what a nice venue to have in the city with the technical infrastructure where we can do some broadcasting for different events,
right? With
everything under one roof. So
right, if we need to do something bigger than I can do in 20 by 22, that's a lot bigger than 20 by 22. So,
for all intents and purposes, our auditorium is the municipal auditorium.
Well, it's at 750 seats.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
cool.
Wow.
All right.
Good stuff. All right. Back to the boys.
Back to the boys.
They've been waiting patiently. So who wants to start? Anybody want to jump in?
Anybody can go. I don't care.
All right. How about I want to go to Alex.
Sure.
All right. So, talk to us a little bit about kind of where you are, where you came from, what your decision to come to the academy, exploratory process, and why aviation maybe struck an interest with you, and kind of how that's unfolded in your own words, if you will.
All right. I'm from Westfield. That's where I grew up. I went to Munger Hill for elementary school. I went to North Middle School from 6th to 8th.
So that was still North at the time, right?
Yeah, when it was actually North Middle, not the intermediate, I think it's known as now.
Ooh, Alex.
Reorg.
Yeah. I've always wanted to come here since middle school because I had two siblings who went here, two brothers. And they told me that this was the way to go, opposed to the high school. And
one was in electrical, and
one was in electrical, and the other one was in auto body.
Auto body, right?
And not, as we know, an unfamiliar story. Many generations, many families in Westfield have attended the academy or the Voc Tech, whatever it was known in the past. So this is a common theme that we have, Alex. Generation after generation, child after child. It's a great thing, actually.
I did a right flight in 7th grade.
Oh, you did?
That really sparked my interest in the aviation industry or the aviation world. And once I heard that there was an aviation program that I could take at Westfield Tech, I was ecstatic, I guess, to know that I could be in the industry. I can start working about things in the industry. The exploratory process, a little bit stressful, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Because yes, you don't really know what shop you're gonna get. You hope you get your number one pick. In the end, I did get my number one pick, with my second being, I think it was auto tech, I'm pretty sure, then manufacturing.
Well, congrats on getting into aviation. That's the most difficult shop to get into.
Extremely competitive
as
and
proven by
extremely taxing.
our data by the last couple of years.
We got a lot of people, according to Mr. Wilson, we got a lot of people this year that wanted it.
Yeah. So how is it? I mean, boy, we could go into a whole show about the federal regulations on it because it's a pretty unique program. But how is it unfolded for you? Is it what you thought it would be? Is it a hard shop? Do you find yourself crushing the books at night, really trying to stay up with the content? I know it's pretty rigorous.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough course. A lot of studying, a lot of testing, a lot of testing. It's a little more difficult than I thought it would be, because there's a lot of testing, a lot of studying, a lot of book work you got to do, a lot of papers. But it is also a lot of fun because you get to go out and work on airplanes after you get all that paperwork out of the way.
Do you guys have study groups?
We
Is
do.
that formed yet, or?
Well, we have like small groups that we kind of study in.
Yeah.
And trying to study in one big group just doesn't really work very well for us.
Now, what curriculum are you currently working on? I know there's different areas.
Different subjects.
Yeah.
We just finished fluid lines and fittings, aircraft fluid lines and fittings. So we were doing materials and processing. So NDT, stuff like that. We start that next week.
Do you guys talk? I was always curious when I see things on the news. You know, I know the 737 MAX has been grounded because of some of the software issues. I know there was just another aircraft that allegedly may have been shot down in Iran. You know, it fell out of the sky at 8,000 feet. Do you guys talk about malfunctions and mechanical errors, and is that part, like when something in the current news comes up?
Yeah.
Is that something that's like a current event that's important to talk about?
We usually discuss it in the morning for
Okay.
about maybe like a half an hour. We don't really go into too much depth, but we do like to discuss it, at least briefly.
Is there any curriculum talking about the black box on board and what information that holds? I'm just curious.
We haven't talked about that yet. I'm pretty sure we do get to talk about black boxes and like all the avionic systems like that.
Because you guys, they cover so much, Mr. Langoni. I mean, it is a maintenance, it is a FAA
I dare say,
maintenance program.
Mr. Wilson and I could and have written the book on it. We're actually in the process of putting the final touches on the last few standards of the aviation maintenance technology curriculum framework for the Department of Education. So the breadth and the depth of that curriculum is intense. It is a robust content area, and it's not for the faint of heart. Having worked through all of the curriculum standards with Mr. Wilson, having edited them, and I feel like I could take a teacher test and pass it tomorrow because we've been doing it for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's astounding to me the level of rigor that content contains. I mean, if you look at all of the curriculum frameworks for all of the CT areas as defined by the State Department of Education, and there are 44 of them, CTE education in Massachusetts blows every other state in the country out of the water in terms of its structure, in terms of its depth, in terms of its rigor. That's not me being boastful about the Commonwealth. It's a measured truth. Aviation is at even a layer above that in terms of the depth and the rigor. Again, it's not for the faint of heart, and I give phenomenal credit to any student who can enter that content and persevere through it. It is robust. It is robust.
And I guess just to kind of take a little side turn here, I I think the fruits of your labors, we're starting to see evidence now that we've got a few different cohorts graduating. I mean, we have one of our graduates from last year at Wichita State for aeronautical engineer. I know a couple of our seniors, they're applying. We have one applying to MIT.
That's right.
Bridgewater. Baylor, Bridgewater, Vaughan, Embry-Riddle. They're going to some highly sought-after schools for some post-secondary education. So, and that's a result of the efforts of your labor of working so hard. So that's pretty exciting.
It's very exciting.
What are you thinking, Alex? I know you're a sophomore, so you got a couple years to go still. But once you graduate, what area do you want to go into? Have you thought about that?
I've put a little bit of thought into that, but it's difficult at the moment. There's so many things you can do once you get out.
Yeah.
Once you graduate, you could go to the Air Force,
Sure,
into the workforce. You could go to college.
Yeah.
We recently had, like last month, we had Navy recruiters come and talk about, working aboard carriers and Navy planes, and that kind of sparked interest. I thought about the Air Force. I also thought about going into the workforce right after graduate.
Well, you certainly have a lot of options, and I think whatever you choose will be the right one for you when the time comes. So that's good. So you're enjoying it. That's the bottom line. Your hard work's paying off. Very good. Good to hear.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any New Year's resolutions, Alex? I wrote that down earlier. Study harder?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd say none that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Didn't really think about any resolutions around New
my
Year.
resolution, tell him, Alex, is my resolution was not to make any New Year's resolutions.
That is fair.
Not a resolution, a mandate from Chief Wilson. Study more. Right? Stay up with the curriculum. Excellent.
He's a
Study.
He's a fierce master, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
We love the chief.
Yep. How about you, Josh? Let's kind of make our way over to.
We're flying into culinary now.
Yeah. Are you recovered from all of the hotel and restaurant management and hospitality and culinary business that you guys did starting back in November?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was very tiring.
It was, boy. You guys, not only during the school day.
Oh, I know all of the why don't you talk about that, Josh? Some of the events that you guys were working on between, say, the beginning of November and when we broke for vacation, because that's a very busy time for you, as I know.
Well, we had to run around with because we're doing that and the buffets, so it was very busy.
What were some of the events that you did for outside of school?
I didn't have time to go to those.
But you worked on them, right?
No.
You didn't do any of the cooking, any of the prep work for them?
Actually, no, I didn't.
You were too busy.
Too busy front and back of house.
Yeah.
Taking care of that,
Gotcha.
yeah. Because you had stuff going every day. I mean, every time I go down there, you guys were prepping for the afternoon, prepping for the buffet.
Baking was
Baking.
outrageous.
I mean, pickup orders, pies. I mean,
Pies were awesome this year, by the way.
Were they good?
Fantastic.
What kind you get?
Pecan. I can't not get pecan. That's sort of my kryptonite. I love pecan anything, but pecan pie was outrageous. And we got chocolate cream pie.
Oh, wow.
We just decided to go in a different direction this year because my mother always makes a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. Not my favorite. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I have to have pecan, but the kids said that the chocolate cream pie was outrageous.
Excellent. Josh, do you have a favorite aspect of culinary? If you could pick one area to concentrate on.
Bakery.
You like bacon, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Talk to share with the listeners. Somebody's listening at home. They don't know anything about, bacon. They don't know the thermometer from the measuring cup. What? I don't know. What is it about bacon that you like? Is it hard? It's more of a science, right?
Kind of. I like bakery because I like sweets.
Oh, okay.
Vested interest, if you will.
So are you, do you typically follow different recipes that the instructors lay out, or can you get creative and make your own? Can you bring in your own recipes?
Well, if you finish the stuff they ask you to do, then yes, you can.
Okay. So do you kind of experiment with different things and try to get a little creative?
I am not very fast yet, so no, I have not.
So you just kind of methodically. Okay. What are some of the favorite things you like to bake in that shop?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies are your favorite, and you enjoy consuming them too.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what my favorite is?
What?
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Did you ever make those
No.
with the peanut butter dipped in the chocolate? Oh, those are
My
good.
favorite macaroon.
Yeah, those are good.
Or, well, Russian tea cakes, too. The little,
Share with the listeners what a Russian tea cake is.
Pecans, butter, and flour and sugar, and then those are they look like snowballs, and they're rolled in powdered sugar.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Wow. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I've had those before. They're really good.
Oh, chiming in on the sweets, I see. Yeah. What about shortbreads? Do you guys fancy a
Oh, I
nice
love
shortbread?
shortbread. Anything with butter.
Yeah.
Anything with butter.
Yeah. The healthy things. Yeah.
You know,
No resolutions.
Life is short. Eat butter.
Butter. Yeah. And sugar.
That's it.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's a triglycerides. Who cares?
Let it ride.
That's what I take pills for.
Let it ride. So, are things calming down in culinary a little bit, or are you cranking right back up?
I don't think they're doing anything yet.
Yeah, not yet. Just the normal kind of back on their normal pace. I know we have the menu for today that we'll share in a little bit.
Although after a 2-day week last week, there's a full schedule at the Pride. There's Wednesday, yesterday, today, and buffet tomorrow. So it's very aggressive for being back for such a short period of
So
time.
there is a buffet tomorrow.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
There is.
All right, I printed today's menu, but I didn't know about the buffet. Hey, Josh, you ever make anything? Did you ever bake anything that was a flop? You forgot to put an ingredient in or something? No?
I followed the recipe extremely precise.
Wow. Okay. And you said a key word, precise, which is I know when you bake, you have to be precise.
That's why I
right?
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a throw a little of this, throw a little of that.
Me
2
too.
tree cloves of garlic in, pinch of here, a little marsala.
That's
That's
it.
all. Do you bake at home?
Sometimes.
Okay. Like for the holidays, were you doing some baking like Christmas cookies and
Not this year,
Not
but
this
I
year?
did last year.
too busy this year? Yeah. Okay. All right. Excellent.
Pete, what do you think? I got a big thumbs up from producer Pete. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Great.
Stay tuned.
Great.
Goes and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. distance gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we're back, Westfield. Welcome back to Tiger Talk Live. We're just enjoying the view from the picture window here at Studio 120. Lots of
Enjoy your hog tie.
People ask why I didn't want to block off the windows, and I enjoy the view. The moon this morning was incredible at 5:55.
Robust activity in the driveway here this morning.
Yes, it's a busy place around
Very
here.
busy place.
Hey, we're all in black. That's pretty good.
Men in black.
Men in black.
It's us.
Then I'm the one with shorts.
Yeah, you got the shorts on.
It's like
You
15 degrees outside.
I know.
wearing shorts.
Yeah, I've always worn shorts.
You're
The cold
the same.
never bothered me.
Good for you. I used to be like that.
The cold never bothered him anyway. Frozen, if you will.
Oh boy,
That's
okay.
how my brain works. What can I say? It's a
Hey,
like a condominium complex up here. Lots of people living up
Producer Pete, guess what?
What's that, Rob?
No Lakrinsky report this week.
there. Oh, that's right. Patty down for the count with the flu.
Our data analyst is out. So, and yeah, it's kind of ironic that she's out with the flu, so she can't do the attendance report. But it's probably a good week to skip because we still do attendance physically with the freshmen. We go around from shop to shop.
Yep.
Because they're not flopped into the computer yet.
Typhoid Tulumus was here checking.
And there is.
Did you disinfect after he visited?
I don't know. I might be down for the count soon.
Oh man, but there's a lot going on out there, so I'm glad this is a good week to skip the report. So, anyways, no.
Shame though, I missed the typewriter.
Yeah, we could play it anyways just to see you type.
I missed that. I love it.
Chris Lent, how's your attendance been this year, young man?
Better than it's actually been pretty good. I've
Yeah.
had a couple of sick days.
Yeah.
Everyone.
2 sick days?
I think 3,
Okay.
4 maybe.
You know, we're halfway through the year, so we're almost at 90 days. So,
And then another 90 to go.
yeah, another 90 to go. So, we'll try to keep that attendance down.
Yeah, that's one of the hard parts.
Attendance matters.
Attendance matters. Yeah. So, what's your tell us your story. We'll go back to 5th grade. It all started
5th grade?
on a snowy.
All 3 of us were in the. Oh no, wait, no. 5th. No, we were all in the same middle school.
Yeah.
I went to Southampton Road, which
Okay.
is right next to the old middle school.
Okay.
Well, intermediate.
Who was your principal back then? Do you remember?
Oh, dude. I'll be completely honest. I did not know your names before this. I have terrible memory with names.
Okay. So you don't remember your
No,
principal?
I do not.
Do you know your current principal?
Mr. O'Larry.
Do you know who Mr. Langoni is?
Langoni, yes.
Who's that?
The Prince of...
Very good.
The other guy whose name ends in a vowel. They all sound the same.
Who's your manufacturing teacher?
Well, there's 4 of them.
Oh, yeah. Do you know their names?
Yes, Mr. Washington, Mr. Coggin, NATO, and NATO.
Okay, good. That's all that matters. They're the important ones.
NATO squared.
Yeah, NATO squared, if you will. Where'd you go to middle school?
Middle school? Southampton Road. Yeah.
No.
Wait.
Middle school.
Oh, he
North
said middle school. Oh, the same as all 3 of us.
Okay.
We all went to the same one.
God, why did I think you were from the Hilltowns?
Oh, because I said it. Because I am.
Oh, you moved?
Oh, no, I've been there my entire life.
Oh,
I
so
live on West Road.
You did school choice. Yeah, that's for another show. So, what town
I
do
don't
you?
know what that-
What town do you live in currently?
Like, we have a Westfield address, but
Okay.
we're, like, kind of in Wyben.
I see, Wyben, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wyben
that's
is
right.
not its own town. It's just a neighbor.
Section.
It's a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was its own town at one time.
Yeah,
Borough, if you will.
yeah, 16
Yeah, it is.
acres. Yeah.
Hamlet.
Like Indian Orchard is in
Right.
Springfield.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, we're not going to talk about residency at this juncture. That's another.
That's another couple of shows.
another couple shows.
Should get our friend Helen Speck. Well, she retired though, didn't she?
Helen
I
retires.
was going to say we could have her on the show and talk about our experience with residency.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That's a lot of moving parts.
Wow. So you decided to attend Westfield Tech.
Yeah.
All right. What was that process like? Why?
Why'd
you just decide?
Well, if you, like, look at my grades from middle school into this, they're very different.
Really?
Like, this is, like, probably the first time in my life I've actually had 90s.
So what do you attribute that to? Just more
Like,
more.
Well, I actually wanted to do good in my shop.
Okay.
Because that's, like, one of the
That's
big
it,
things.
in a nutshell.
Okay. Well, your grades were good enough at the middle school, along with some of the other criteria for you to get accepted. So you did something good there, and you got accepted. And then tell us about manufacturing, how that whole process went.
You know, at first, like, I really didn't think, I didn't want it, but it was my fourth choice.
Oh, it
I was.
was?
Like,
Really?
I really didn't think I was going to go in there.
What were the other three?
I thought I was going to go into construction. I picked culinary because my sister was in there and said, why not? It wasn't really for me. And I was actually, like, sick for, like, maybe 3 of the 5 days in there. Then my last choice, IT. Nah, not for me.
Not for you.
But I'm surprised I even went into manufacturing because I never thought of it.
Yeah, but you're glad you did, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
It's really fun.
What were some of the things that you experienced that kind of, same thing I asked Alex, what kind of drew you to wanting to pursue that for the next few years?
I don't know, just other than the really nice teachers, because we have 4 teachers, and all very nice.
Yeah.
But it was just really fun. I liked working on the machines and learning a lot of math. That's a lot of runaway points for some kids, but I really enjoy math.
It would be for me.
Yeah. So you see that nice connection with the machinery and the blueprint reading. And
Oh yeah, it's actually not that hard to read a blueprint after doing all this.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. So, right now in that shop, what's your concentration? Are you working on
right,
like Bridgeport still and
well, we work on lathe and Bridgeports.
Lathes and Bridgeport still.
We're proto tracking. That's
Okay.
basically programming the machine to do whatever we want. Like, say I want to make a circle on the milling machines.
Okay.
So I would just put in like the certain what do you call it?
Coordinates?
Just coordinates, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'd put in the certain coordinates, and it would just go in a perfect circle, and I would just
So
keep
you're
doing
doing all of that by keypad.
Yes. Well, first we would probably go into the classroom, get a blueprint, get all that done, and then do that.
So as a sophomore, are you, because we talked about this recently, are you taking blueprint reading? Is that a separate class?
Oh, yeah.
You're related?
Well, this is my two related.
Okay.
Right now, well, actually, last period, I would have been in manufacturing concepts, which is just math.
Okay.
Then this period, I would be in manufacturing, what do you call it? Blueprint reading.
Blueprint reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
And both run by Mr. NATO and Mr. NATO.
Okay. So that kind of sets the foundational skills for you to be able to take that application and go out onto the shop floor and kind of put it into action.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then, do you do a CAD lab yet, or does that come next year?
Oh, no. We do one freshman year.
Okay.
And sophomore year. I believe we do it for the other 2 years as well.
Okay.
But we do it on shop week.
Right.
Because for sophomores, right after lunch, we'd go into the CAD room.
Mm-hmm.
Then I believe for freshmen, I don't know if we do it at the beginning of the day or we do it at the end of the day. I believe we do it at the beginning of the day.
Are you ready for a quiz?
Oh, I hope I am.
I'm going to quiz you. What does CAD stand for?
Computer-aided design, I believe.
Okay. What does CNC stand for?
CNC maybe. Core? Nah, I don't know. I don't know that one.
Okay. Computer, maybe numeric.
Oh,
something.
I remember my.
Well, it's a It's basically automatic stuff.
Yeah, but that comes
Computerated.
as an upperclassman.
Oh yeah, I believe we probably like touch it a little this year, but
Yeah.
then fully going into a third year.
Do you know what kind of software you guys are using for your CAD program?
Autodesk Inventor 2020.
Okay, is that hard software too?
Actually, it's not that hard.
Computer numerical control.
Okay.
I was gonna say computer numerical, but I couldn't remember what the third C was.
So yeah, but it's actually pretty easy, and I even got out the computer at my house. Normally you would have to pay for it, but since I'm in manufacturing, I just put all of my information in, and I get it free for the 4 years that I am.
Oh, you get the software at home?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we get the entire thing for free if you have a house computer.
Do you have that funky joystick that they have down there?
No.
That lets you do the 3D.
Actually, most of them are broken. We kind of just do it ourselves.
Okay.
And you just can like press shift and the middle mouse button, the little scroll wheel.
Okay.
You hold that down and it does that exact thing for you.
Yeah.
So they're not required, but they're helpful.
Okay. And what about oh boy, I'll get back to that in a minute. All right. So where do you see yourself going in manufacturing? 3D printing. That's what I was thinking of.
3D printing.
I want to talk about that too in a little bit.
Yeah, we have three 3D printer machines.
You have 3 3D printing machines?
One big one, 2 small ones.
Okay. So what do you guys like do with that? Like to explain to the listeners kind of the difference between typical kind of manufacturing, removing material, and then like what is a 3D printer?
Okay, a 3D printer is kind of like, you can assume what it is. It's just, I don't know how to explain that perfectly. Like, it's just, you make something on Autodesk.
Okay.
Then you put it into the machine, and it will make it for you.
Okay, so like what? Give us an example of what it something.
Traditional manufacturing. Let's see if I get this right. Traditional manufacturing is about taking some kind of material, a stock, and removing it to create a shape, right?
Yes.
Removing a certain quantity of it.
Yes, like say
3D
50.
printing is the opposite. It's taking an image
And then create it.
and then having the
Machine create it.
manufacture it out of
Like some, like, it's like, I don't know what
So
kind of
some kind of
material.
plastic,
Yeah, it's a
right?
type of plastic.
Additive, if you will.
Yeah, but a good example of using 3D printing was the person in my shop, Joseph Mantis, little short guy.
Yeah, I know. Joe.
Yeah. He was in my, what do you call it? My engineering class, and we had a project. So he decided to 3D print a racket wrench.
Okay.
And he 3D printed that and got extra points.
Wow.
So yeah, so we're allowed to use them. We don't know how to use them. We just give the program to our teacher.
Okay.
They'll plug it into the CNC machine and they'll do it for us.
Okay.
We just actually have to make the part.
So the wrench, Joe had to design it on the software?
Yeah, he designed it.
Okay.
They printed it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are doing things with even medical applications, hip replacements, and
Oh, I don't know that much.
you haven't gotten into that yet?
Well, I do know. Our teacher, Mr. Goggin, I believe, if I'm correct, I could be very wrong. He went into like a medical place that they only did like medical stuff, and I just remember him saying like they're very strict, no food, no water, no like.
Oh yeah.
You have to do it all in your own area because it's medical supplies. You can easily get them contaminated and such.
Yeah, one of our partners, Jarvis Surgical, over by the airport.
Oh.
They make medical
making our future hips
and shoulders and pins for the
knees and toes, knees and
yeah. You name it.
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
So another great area to go into, along with obviously the precision manufacturing piece, which supports the aerospace industry in here. All but one student in our manufacturing is out on co-op.
Yeah, his grades aren't the best. That's why.
Well,
FERPA.
We can't discuss that at this juncture,
but
we'll celebrate those that are out.
Yeah, but this is what manufactured. They usually have 100% placement.
Sure.
Because like if you just have, I believe it's 75 and above, you can actually, in every single grade, you can leave the school on shop weeks and actually work in one of the selected shops. That I believe. Do they like give us it, or do you? Like, do you provide the names?
It's kind of a joint effort.
Yeah.
So you both discuss it,
Yeah.
which ones we can and cannot go into.
Collaboration.
Because of the high needs of our students,
Yeah.
we typically have more industries knocking on our door to fill spots.
Yeah.
Probably safe to say if we could ever expand our shop and we had the interest at the grade level to fill those spots, we probably could place maybe 30 kids a year
Easily.
in manufacturing. But
then you would need more teachers.
you need more teachers, and you got to have the interest of the kids. And not every eighth grader. There's only so much you can share with an eighth grader to get them thinking about what they want to do in 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's something that Mr. Langoni and I we've talked about. We've even talked to the superintendent about
Yep.
going to the lower grades and getting them excited about different careers other than the ones they know about,
Like
police and
firefighter,
fire, right?
Astronaut. Well, actually, speaking of astronauts,
Go ahead.
our little manufacturing thing,
Yeah.
we do make some parts for that. Not our shop alone. Like,
Yeah.
we could be sent to a shop that does that.
Sure. Yep.
And there's a tremendous amount of crossover, right? Which we don't talk about enough.
Actually, I got a part for one of the cameras. The mount keeps breaking. It's plastic for the wireless microphones on my cameras, and they're mimicking the part but making it out of metal for me.
so that it's more durable, right?
Yeah.
And of course,
And it's a
there's-
common problem. So
there's I think I'm looking at Alex thinking of aviation. There's a manufacturing component in aviation, right? It is not uncommon in aviation maintenance technology to fabricate parts rather than look to purchase them, particularly with regard to older models where parts may no longer be available or not easily available. We see the same thing in auto collision and auto technology as well, right? When you have older model vehicles and parts become difficult to source or impossible to source, your only other option is to manufacture them.
Make a
So
part.
there's a lot of crossover. And actually, among the shops that I have mentioned, something to celebrate is our automotive club, our motorsports club here, which is a collaborative effort among those shops. They recognize the value of what each other's content is doing, and they celebrate it by getting together and doing it together, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love when the shops work together.
I do too.
And do some integration. That's good. And even when we go off campus and do some other things with our other schools,
Right.
It's nice to see. Yeah, excellent. So
We're all in this together.
yeah, it's for the kids, Joe.
It's for the kids.
What's where do you see yourself heading, Chris? Do you want to?
No, I don't know.
You want to do more programming, quality control?
I do. Like, through some inspections, I don't think I would ever want to do that.
Yeah.
It's just,
Too tedious, maybe.
yeah, just like you inspect a part. But then there's like, say you got to inspect a missile head or something like that. There is like 1,000 tolerances on that. And then you would have to put it in a machine. It would do it all for you. You can't like do it all by hand.
Right.
That would take ages.
Precision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be very
Particularly
precise.
with warheads.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
High level of precision.
And you visited some of the area shops, right? You guys do some.
Only one, because when we do the 1 weeks,
Yeah.
everyone will visit a shop.
Okay.
And I can't remember where we visited, but we visited somewhere. I can say that.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. Well, that was.
he could start in manufacturing, but I have his career path. I'm going to teach him how to be a voice actor, and that's going to be
Oh,
Or you know what? You can do it as a contractor on the side and make a couple extra bucks to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can do that out of your house.
true.
Let the manufacturing part be your starting career, making the money and buy the stuff. Seriously, you have a really great voice.
I could see him doing a voiceover like in a Disney animated movie.
Disney animated.
You know.
No, I could see him being like the next big trailers guy.
Like Red Pepper. That guy has a really, really deep voice.
Not familiar with Red Pepper.
Yeah, or Pete Guston out in Boston.
Yeah, you've
the
heard,
guy who's legally
you've heard his
blind.
voice.
Pete Guston.
Yes.
He is incredible. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
All right. Well, there you go. It's all about connections. See that?
Yeah.
Excellent. Hey, shout out to the girls basketball team, Joe.
Oh,
They got their first victory in 3 years.
third year was a charm for
Yep.
sure. We are
So
Excited about that.
Proud of Coach Nato from our manufacturing.
Oh, wait, which NATO? Gary or Ron?
Ron Nato.
He does it.
He's our girls basketball coach, yeah.
And then Mr. Washington's the girls soccer.
That is
That's
correct.
correct.
Yeah.
Mr. Gary Nato, he's been going over to the middle school a lot doing, just like
mindfulness.
Yeah, he's very big about that.
He's
very
big,
nice guy.
Big and passionate about that.
Working with central office on creating a mindfulness / social emotional learning curriculum. Doing a phenomenal job. He does have tremendous passion for that. It's sort of
sure does. So yeah, the great job with the girls, especially the some of the seniors who have stuck with it, and every year they come back, and that's hard when you
I know
don't win.
Mr. Nato is no joke. I've seen him. I've seen him during practice.
Yeah, it's hard to be
cares.
committed when you don't win and don't get results. So,
But of course, at the end of the day, that's not the object of the Yes, it is competitive at the high school level, but really, the object is you have a good time. You learn about group dynamics and how to collaborate effectively with your peers, and you learn workplace skills.
That's
is
right.
Really, what you're doing, and you walk away having learned those lessons. It's a totally beneficial experience, whether you win or lose.
Sure is. Yep. All right, what else we got, Mr. Langoni? Anybody want to read the menu?
I was going to say we're
menu.
running out of time. We got 2 minutes, so we don't want to. And don't forget buffet on Friday, 10:45 to 12:15. In addition to table service today, Chris.
Pipes McBride.
For
He's going to read the
soups,
menu.
we have cheddar broccoli soup or chicken noodle soup. Cheddar. Cup $3 and a bowl $4. Salads, garden salad, a fresh mixture of salad greens and vegetables. Pate, $3.50 and full $5.75.
Petite, if you will.
Petite. Crispy chicken cheddar Caesar salad, a mixture of fresh romaine and croutons with Parmesan cheese and topped crispy chicken toasted with Caesar dress.
Sounds good.
$6.75. Dressings: Italian, sweet French, raspberry
Vinaigrette.
Parmesan / peppercorn, blue cheese, and Caesar. That is a different language. Pesto and mozzarella.
You're speaking Josh's language.
It's entrance di jour. Pesto and mozzarella, stuffed pork chops. That sounds good. Breaded and stuffed with pesto and mozzarella stuffing. Served with roasted butternut squash and roasted potatoes. $7.50. Sun-dried tomato, spinach, and cheese-stuffed chicken. Ooh. Wow. Served with roasted butternut squash and roasted potatoes. $7.50.
Wow. Packed menu.
Yeah, it's a good menu.
All right.
Wow.
I gotta go there.
You got to go there, Chris. Well, if you guys make National Honor Society,
That's right.
one of the perks is you can eat in Tiger's Pride. So next year, you guys, I want to see those grades up there.
That's right.
Yeah, sometimes my sister brings stuff home, so I'm good.
Well, that's. I was going to say he's got sort of a connection.
Yeah.
Miranda and culinary. So
She's been sick for
family
the past few
connection.
days.
Has
She's
she?
flu
very-
too.
Yeah, everybody's
she's very
sick.
sick.
Yeah, it's horrible. Well, Joe, another great show.
Looking through the window, I'm seeing our esteemed superintendent, Mr. Zaporowski, with I saw
Chris Tolpa.
Chris
yeah.
Tolpa, principal of Franklin Avenue School,
Sure.
and some other guests out there. So we encourage you to stay tuned for the superintendent's spotlight. Your time to wrap with Chris and Zap, although I'm not seeing Mr. Rogers at this juncture. But, I got a thumbs up. Apparently he must be coming through the door. So stay tuned for that. We wish you all a very great weekend. We hope you all stay hale and healthy, and we'll be back next week.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community